At midnight the mother-in-law got up to use the bathroom, but she heard strange noises coming from Mary's room.
那里太疼了，不要。
She thought it was Tony and Mary being intimate, but the next second Tony appeared right behind her. The mother-in-law froze in shock, realizing there was someone else inside Mary's room. Furious, they pushed the door open, and saw a scene that left them speechless. Just 3 days earlier, Mary and Tony were holding their wedding. The joyful atmosphere was shattered by a gunshot. Guests panicked and fled. The young general who had returned victorious from the front lines, had come to attend Tony's wedding. Mary saw him and her heart skipped, but when she learned he was Tony's relative, her heart sank. Mary and the general had grown up together. They once shared deep feelings. Before he left for war, he promised to marry her after victory, but only 2 years later, she was marrying someone else, and that someone was his own relative. Mary felt awkward and conflicted. Tony, unaware of anything, introduced his wife, and even told her to call the general uncle. Unable to bear it, the general demanded the wedding be cancelled, or he would attack them outright. Mary had no choice but to agree. The general smirked in satisfaction, thinking this would be the end of their story. But fate was tricky. Later Mary cried alone in the bathroom, only to find the general waiting there. Thinking of how he ruined her wedding, she turned to leave in anger, but he lifted her onto his shoulder. Mary struggled fiercely, reminding him she was Tony's fiancée, but he insisted she belonged only to him. He pressed his lips to hers forcefully. At that moment Tony was about to enter the room, but a servant stopped him, saying Lisa was unwell and waiting for him at their secret spot, so Tony rushed off, unaware that Lisa was already his mistress. Mary continued resisting the general. She grabbed a heavy ornament and smashed it against him. The blow jolted him back to his senses. Mary took the chance to run out. Just as a servant came to summon her to her mother-in-law, Mary knelt and offered tea, but the mother-in-law deliberately tilted the boiling pot, scalding Mary's hand. Mary dropped the cup from the pain. The mother-in-law used it as an excuse to berate her, and even kicked her. Mary begged that if she was unwelcome, they could simply cancel the engagement. The mother-in-law slapped her hard. She had always looked down on Mary, the country girl unworthy of her son, to make Tony abandon her completely. The mother-in-law picked up a sharp shard and aimed to scar Mary's face. Luckily the general arrived in time. He stopped her cold, declaring he had the highest authority in the family. Seeing his beloved mistreated, he pulled out his pistol and aimed at the mother-in-law. Frightened, she dared not make another move. The general carried Mary back to her room and summoned a doctor to treat her burns. At first it seemed like simple concern, but by midnight, he slipped into her bathroom uninvited and pressed himself close, forcing intimacy on her. Outside, Tony sensed something was wrong. He opened the door, but inside the bathroom, he saw only Mary standing there alone.